What's up, Citizen Zone? How you guys doing today? So, I wanted to talk about a little bit of something that's been going around on the internet a little bit lately about aliens. Aliens! Ah! Okay, maybe it's not like but yeah, there's some weird stuff going on. I don't know what's down in Israel. What's up with this? It seems way out of proportion. Like people have been looking at some 11/11 like internet conspiracies way too much since they've been hanging out inside of the quarantine. But yeah, there's apparently a former Israeli space security chief that says that apparently extraterrestrials do exist and Trump apparently knows about it. That's right. That's right. Remember what I've been talking about? Well, if you've ever been watching my stuff for a long time, when we started this channel, we were reading Galactic Federation messages to you. And we were also going through and showing you where the information was coming from because it's not something that's new. This has been around for quite some time, I would have to say, on the internet since like at least 2007 is when my first like induction into it is, but it shows that it goes all the way back into like 1998. And this is the Galactic Federation, or the Galactic Federation of Light. Some people believe that they're the same organization. Some people think that they're split organization, but there's indeed a whole entire hierarchy throughout the internet that does indeed talk about this to the point where there's actual messages and downloads and a whole mess of number of things that are involved with it, which made me kind of be all like, what? And they're saying is that a galactic federation has been waiting for humans to reach a stage where we all will understand what space and spaceships are. And that was Hein Ished, who is apparently the ex person that was working as a security chief in space that was talking about this particular situation. We already know that there's a pretty definitive fact that there's like flying saucers. We've seen videos that have been put out by at least controlled news sources, but if you go outside of that, I've spent a lot of time going to New Mexico and a bunch of different other places and actually investigating the alien threat or, invasion thing or whatever. Because to me, if I had to sit down and you told me how it was going to end, I'm thinking like nuclear holocaust, a zombie apocalypse, alien invasion, one or the other. And yes, I do understand that there's a bunch of information out there too that's involving the Galactic Federation where they're even saying that this could all just be like a global government psyop saying that all of these people are coming together, these governments, so that they can bring out a new threat, which is like a galactic type threat where the whole planet has to come together and fight to it so they can unify everybody under one banner. And that right there is kind of a weird thing to get into because of how the election and everything is going on. But what we do know is that everybody has been thinking about this for a long time. And the fact that Israel's coming out and saying that's this, okay, maybe he's an ex space chief, but at the same time, like, what the heck just happened with that entire situation? Like, we're looking at aliens in a new light because we have more and more people every day that are, whistleblowing, saying that there's something out there, saying that something exists. And the reality has to be that, right? Like, we've all had to understand eventually that there's either stuff out there that we don't know how it's made so we consider it extraterrestrial, or somebody's rolling around the planet with some super advanced technology. But the problem is after all of the psyops and stuff that have been run on the American public, it's just hard for me to believe that it would actually be like a human based organization, like an Earth based organization that was making this kind of stuff. And I look up every single day thinking, is there something more out there? Do we have friends in space? For years, I've been searching and looking for the truth about aliens, as well as trying to debunk or at least figure out what's going on all these different about all these different conspiracies. Because like aliens is definitely one of the number one conspiracies that is out there. It's the top. It is the tippy top. I mean, that's the one that really gets you somewhere if you really think about it. It's because it gets you into space and gets you understanding. And where we're at right now is we got privatized space. We're sending more junk up into space than we ever did before. And you know what? If we were making all of that noise, I know something or someone is out there watching. And that's why it's really crazy for me to hear Galactic Federation, is because, like I be cracking the jokes all the time. I've been talking about it, but the reality is that I know a lot of different people out there have been into it, have seen this stuff, have looked into this stuff, have understood this stuff, and this thing is not going to go away. And I mean, like I'm sitting here leaning forward because I'm actually looking at the computer, but it's like if you just go search for 1111 on Google, you'll see the digital time code thing. But, when I started researching the whole 1111 thing, when they're telling you, wake up, do all this stuff, talking about a great awakening, because that's technically where that thing comes from in the whole entire, like, conspiracy that has grown across the world, is because it's almost like the same thing, Q is quantum. If you think about it, all these people are being activated all over the world, but it's like a literal type activation. Red pill, blue pill. Are you understanding what I'm trying to elicit here? So to me, it's like crazy how a parody of something that already existed on the internet has now started to make its way into other places. And now, it's not even a conspiracy. These guys are talking about the Galactic Federation, and the Galactic Federation is something that I've literally been reading about for days and days and days and days and days. And this resurgence of it is, I think, going to bring a lot of people into a lot of new age types of understanding with this stuff. And it just makes me wonder and fear just a little bit that, all of a sudden it's going to bring forth this resurgence, and it's going to allow new characters to come through, because this is the I am cult. This is the Asafi. This is the same thing, the same understandings just reapplied, except for I believe that a lot of the stuff that is considered to be 1111 or part of the Urantia, which is where the Galactic Federation, I do believe, talks about it. There's a book called the Arantna book, which is, if you've ever watched that Q guy, Jordan Sather used to keep it on his bookshelf right back there so that you could see it every single day. So these are things for you to think about. But the truth here is that, are aliens real? I'm thinking that, we might actually be somewhere. And, if they are there, what if these weird-ass things that we've been seeing on the internet are actually something different? That would be pretty insane. I don't know. What I do know is that you should hit that like button to subscribe. Make sure you share this thing with your friends. Become a member. Do all that good stuff. And anyways, I'll see you again on the next one. Much love to you. Be excellent to each other. And I hope you have a nice day.